Good everyone, and welcome back to the Pilot 08 channel here. Today, as you can see in front of us, we have the 747. Today I'll be flying Victor Hotel, Oscar Juliet uniform, 747 powered by 4 Rolls-Royce RB211s, and we'll be operating Qantas 15, Brisbane to Los Angeles International Airport. The reason for doing this flight, despite there being no ATC online, is because this flight will be my 1000th hour of flight with QVirtual. It will be just over 1000 hours once I land in Los Angeles. About 4 hours or so into flight, I will then cross over into my 1000th hour with QVirtual, which won't be too long after we pass over a waypoint on our route, which will be 05 Southwest 178. We'll then cross over into the 1000th hour QVirtual, and then upon landing Los Angeles will be at about 1009 hours with QVirtual roughly. But as I said, today you'll be operating Qantas 15. Flight time for today is expected to be about 11 hours and 58 minutes, which is actually pretty good, as we have a tailwind of about 35 knots average en route to Los Angeles. We'll be taking 344,793 pounds, and as you heard, we are on VATSIM. And the arrival runway is 01, which means traffic should be coming in over the bridge. So from out here inbound. And we'll be landing down there. So, and I believe there is a Sim Cargo 747 inbound. And if I am to assume correctly, he will then taxi along this taxiway behind us, but we may not see him as he'll probably be in the cockpit doing flight preparations. And then we'll go down and do a walk around the aircraft due to a new feature that is available on Chase Plane that allows you to do a walk around a little better than what we have done in the past, that is, anyway. But nonetheless, we'll jump into the cockpit and we'll begin preparations for Los Angeles. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the flight deck of Oscar Juliet uniform. I've done only a few things, and I've gone and loaded the payload and the fuel, and I have connected all the ground connections. That's all I've done. So what we'll do is I've also aligned the IRS with the packs on, but that's beside the point. So we are loading into Brisbane gate 86, and we'll put that IRS position there. And we're going from Brisbane to Los Angeles as QFA 15. And due to the winds, we will most likely be using runway 01 for departure. And now, I'll probably put a timestamp below as to where you can skip to. If you don't want to watch me entering the flight plan, I'm just going to enter it in now. If anything, I'll probably speed it up, but nonetheless, I'm just going to enter the flight plan now, so stay tuned. Alright, so that is the flight plan in, well, entered anyway. We'll just enter as our fuel weights there, which is 467,800 pound roughly, and we'll get our reserves from the flight plan, which would be 39.9. Cost index for today would be 100 in the Qantas 747. We flight level 310 initially, and step sizes will be 2,000 feet. We'll go through to the thrust limitation. I use a program called QSimPlanner, which is like a free version of Topper or TopCat, I believe is a different one. And basically enter information and you'll get a D-rate temperature for the departure. And we'll be using probably a D-rate 30 degrees today on the 747. And we'll go through here, we'll be using flap 20 for takeoff. That's a standard operating procedure for 747s. And departures, we'll go runway 01, and we're going to go the Brisbane 2 departure due to our weight today. I feel that'll probably be a safe bet. I know it says unable next altitude, that is because of our weight, and it wants to get us to 600 feet at a certain point. We won't worry about that. We'll most likely make it, so we'll be fine with that. One thing I do need to go through and add is we do have a few step climbs throughout this flight, one of which will be at MEPAB, flight level 330 step, followed by flight level 350 step at 5 south, and just checking different parts of the flight plan to get that at 05 south west 178, I think I just passed it there, followed by 370 step at a different waypoint, which is 18 north west 155. And I do believe we have one more step climb to level 390. No, we don't. We finished at 370. So where that says 390, we're not actually stepping any higher than 37. I believe I'm correct to say that. Yes, I am. So we'll maintain 370. It's once we get past this waypoint at north 27 west 126. We just have to go into the VNAV page here, and we'll select no more step climb to 0, and that'll maintain 370 for the rest of the flight. We'll go route data, and we'll request the winds. We can do that. We'll go over to the second FMC here. We're just going to copy the route just in the event that anything does go wrong in the next few minutes of setup for departure. And we'll go through and set the Q&A shortly. I'm going to load the weather. There we go, we'll execute that. And we don't need a descent forecast just yet to clear that message. And this shows we'll be landing with approximately 72,300 pound of fuel. If I come up here, current QNH is 1012, so we can bring that down. There we go. And we can set runway heading for runway 01 here in Brisbane. It's heading 016. Climbing to flight level 310 straight away, as there's no controls in line to give us our clearance. Bring up those, and we'll put the seatbelt sign on. As you can hear in the background, passengers are boarding. Set the transponder to 1200. Come down to the initial reference page, take us straight to the takeoff page. V1 will be 150. Rotate 164, V2 176. In the bug, I usually like to set V2 plus 20, which would be 196 knots. There we go. Flight directors, left and right can go on. LNAV, VNAV armed, and auto throttle. Auto brake is set to projected takeoff. And another thing we can probably do is we'll start the APU, get that all running. If you look in the fuel page here, as you can probably see, yeah, we have 344,800 pound of fuel. Minimum takeoff fuel will be 343,800. So we do have currently 1,000 pounds of fuel to play around with. before we cannot take off as such. We'll be using the center tank for departure. That is one thing. Oh, and we've got to quickly fix up the cross feeds. I noticed they are for some reason off. To engines 3 and 4. Sorry, 1 and 4 correction. So we'll be using fuel out of the center tank initially. And then as the flight progresses we'll move out to the outer tanks, and then the reserves will come into those tanks as we go along. No fuel on the stab today. What else is there to be checked? Weather radar is set up for departure. AP generator is available, so we'll switch over to that and we'll come down to this third FMC here and we'll go ground connections, set the parking brake, and release ground power. Doors, I believe they're finished loading the cargo back there, so we'll close cargo doors. And one thing we'll now do is we'll jump down and outside and we'll do a walk around of the 747. Alright, so as you can see we're now down on the ground just outside of Bay 86 here with our 747. As you can see, this is a new feature as part of chase plane. As you walk you can see a little bit of a head shake, I guess you could say. I find that's a bit of a neat feature. So as we look up at our aircraft here, the beautiful aircraft, the 747, we'll make our way over and we'll do just a brief walk around. It's not going to be a full-on check of every single feature of this aircraft, as there is about 8 minutes until I want to be pushing out of the gate. Fairly short taxi is 0-1, so we should be looking at an on-time departure, hopefully. But as you can see, we're down here looking at engine 1 over here. Beautiful. And underneath the wing. I could probably use this time to talk a little bit about some of the programs and features that I use in my simulator. One of which I'm using for this flight as well is fairly new. I have had only very minor little problems with it as such. That it would be FlyChrono, which is brought out by the same people as Fly Live. And that program basically syncs your simulator time to your computer time, which I'm assuming most people with computers are synced to Zulu time, in a way. Disappearing jetway over here. And that program basically will then sync your PC time, which I believe is very important when flying on VATSIM, especially if you are doing crossings or anything like that that requires you to have accurate Zulu times in your aircraft, in your FMC, where you need to do position reports and such. So I find that is a very neat feature to have on board the aircraft, or on board on the sim, and then obviously having accurate times is very important. As you can see, here's the the APU running. Other programs I use, I'll link in the bottom in the description below the video, as I always do. But Active Sky, I use Active Sky Next. I use PFPX, Professional Flight Planner X, to do all my flight planning. So it's I use a variety of programs, and as I said, I use QSimPlanner to calculate my D rates for takeoff and such. And then obviously I use GSX for ground handling. I use ORBX scenery and into Los Angeles. We'll be using FS Stream Team. So that will be all on the arrival. When we come into Los Angeles, it'll be just after 6 AM. It'll still be dark due to the fact that it's winter in Los Angeles, or winter in the States at the moment, and it's summer here in Australia. As you may have seen on the screen, it's actually just 28 degrees here in Brisbane today. It's not that hot. We are just walking underneath the right wing here. So yeah, it'll still most likely be dark upon arrival in Los Angeles, assuming that we run on time. So there may not be a whole heap to see. I just heard GSX has finished boarding everyone, So we'll quickly finish this walk around and we'll make our way up to the flight deck. I'm just using the run button so I can move around the aircraft quicker now. As you can see, we're running. Probably should be running, but anyway. So yeah, we've done a really brief walk around of the 747. Beautiful aircraft, and we'll take over from Brisbane over to Los Angeles in the United States as my 1000th hour for Q Virtual. I'll meet you back up on flight deck and we'll prepare for pushback into departure. Alright, so back in the flight deck and we'll prepare for pushback into departure. I've just turned the beacon light on. We'll close the main cabin doors and all the other doors. Close that door. Ground connections. Release air start, air conditioning, and remove the wheel chocks. Once the door is closed, which it is, we'll send the jetway away by pressing Ctrl J. We'll arm all the doors. We will now turn the hydraulics all to auto and put all fuel pumps on due to our weight being over 300,000 pounds. We're going to turn all fuel pumps on for departure, and nav light can stay off and strobes don't go on until we reach the runway. We'll go to the engine page for engine start, and we will call upon GSX to push us back, nose right, tail left. And they're on our way out. The jetway is moving away, excellent. Go transponder TA only.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Make sure those radios are all set up there. Go takeoff page on the secondary FMC. Anything else we have to do from memory? No. We look all good there. Nope, good. So now it's just a matter of waiting for GSX.
Departure check completed. Flight has been inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, start the clock, release parking brake.
Push. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
We'll turn the packs off for engine start. I'm going to go to starter, or remain on normal, go continuous and on 2. We will start number 4 and number 3. All the starters. Lights go on, and monitor the engine start. Right, N3, N2, and N1 are rising, EGT is rising, fuel flow, and we're looking for the EPR to rise. And we'll also hear 2 clicks, which will be the starters cutting off, and that's how we know those 2 engines will have started smoothly. There we are, they're both off, starters off, so good, 2 good starts, and we'll start engine 2 and 1. Pull the starters, 2 lights, monitor the engines. N3 is rising, N2 is rising, N1 is rising, EGT is rising, fuel flow. Let's look outside here, let those texture, there we go, lights are loaded in, those are the puppies out there. One thing we can do as well is the trim will be set to 7.5 for departure, so I'll bring that back. Trim set. Wait for 2 clicks. Alright, engine starters off, standby go to normal, continuous off, and we will set the parking brake. So we have 4 good starts, so we can put the packs back on. And we can turn the APU off. we'll go to the stat page where we can see the flight controls with a flight control test. So we're going to go full right, full left, full back, full forward, left rudder, right rudder, and we'll check the spoilers. Spoilers checked. We'll set flap 20, that's flap 1, 5, 10, 20.
Bypass being removed.
Running a little bit late at the moment, but we'll make our way out there. That's set. Turn off lights and taxi light on. That's probably blinding the guys on the ground. Go well. Should be good there. I'll just check the doors page. Everything is closed and armed. And we'll go that off for the time being. We'll go weather, radars on both screens.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
As one thing I do is I normally bring this range arc up to 40 miles visibility, so then you can see all the weather that is within 40 miles, and then I normally set this screen out to the maximum range so I can see everything smoothly, as you can see here. If we go down here... Oh yeah, that's because we have vectors, alright. I was trying to figure out why that line's there. We have vectors. That'd be why. Well, we're supposedly meant to have vectors anyway. Just waiting for GSX to tell us to have a good trip, and we'll release parking brakes. Okay, they already have. I just must have missed it from talking. Alright, release parking brake. We've got about 7 minutes till I want to be departing. That'll be on time. So here we are, we're moving. We'll taxi out to 01, which is this runway right here. Alright, so we're just rolling up to the Alpha 9 hold short point, runway 01, and I can see on the TCAS there is an aircraft coming in on final. I believe that is a Sing Cargo 747. As you can see down here, he's right there. I can't see him just yet, but nonetheless we will hold short so they can land. And we'll set the transponder to TARA. There we go, there's traffic. And it is, okay, it's a Southwest 737. Interesting, alright. Nonetheless, taxi light can go on, go nav and strobes. Like the Southwest 737 land in Brisbane, that's... alright then. Missed a decent amount of the runway. I guess that's alright. We'll let them vacate. I don't see any other traffic out on the approach path. We're rolling a little bit, not even at a planning power. Shows how much power the 747 actually has. You don't even have to apply any power when you start rolling. We'll go and line up. There's no other traffic. Looks to be on the radar within 10 miles. Apply a bit more power, there we go. we'll line up 01. Alright. We're expected to be rolling off the Indian runway with about 400 meters to spare, roughly. And the runway is about 2,500 meters, so about 2.5 kilometers, roughly. Alright, so heading 016, start the clock, advance the throttles, and stable, toga. Speed alive. Thrust ref. Thrust hold. 80 knots. 100 knots. A little bit of forward pressure there. I believe that aircraft's still on the runway, but we'll be rotating forward. Know that. V1, rotate. V2. And positive rate, gear up. Let's bring the nose a little bit higher so we don't exceed our flap limit. Yeah, that's weird, our speed just went away almost completely. Whoa. Went into red there a little bit. Flap 10. It was very weird that the speed just went back on its own. Flap gears up, so we'll go gear off, and we'll engage the autopilot. Cancel that red warning around that. I'll go flap 5, and we'll go direct to CUDA. So making the right hand turn our direct to CUDA plan route. And we'll go flap 1. Alternate flights can be turned off. And we'll set this other FMC onto the progress page so we can see how we go over time. As of this moment, we'll be landing at approximately 13:20 Zulu, which is 11:20 PM Brisbane time. And we'll go flaps up. Bring the heading bug around. We're syncing our headings. And we'll go range arc up. There we go. And we'll bring that one's range arc up. And at this point we will take out the wing tank, so we'll be flying solely on, and I just realized I forgot to do put landing lights on. I'm used to pressing the key binding Control L for putting my landing lights on, and we'll get these warnings because we've turned the fuel pumps off on the wings, which is completely fine. As you can see now, we're running out of the center tank only, out to the wings, which is completely fine. So now we're just on climb out to Los Angeles, and we're actually apparently landing earlier. As you can see from this FMC down here, we're landing actually earlier than what we even planned to be landing in Los Angeles. But now it's going to be about 11 hours and 55 minutes of nothing, all the way across the Pacific until we get to Los Angeles. So that will be fun. But thankfully, thanks to the power of editing, you will not have to see that, and you'll probably get just a few snippets throughout the Pacific, and you'll see us again back in the cockpit, most likely back up at 370, and much closer to Los Angeles than what we currently are. And we'll be looking at approach and descent calculations and all that fun stuff. Oh, let's we can probably just turn the nav lights off now as it's daylight and there's not really any traffic in the area. As it's pretty much fairly quiet from looks on the way up. We will go seatbelt signs automatic. And once we pass 10,000 feet, we would turn the landing lights off had we remembered them, and we'll go to standard. So that is all we will be doing. And I guess I'll talk to you later. Everyone, welcome back to the flight deck of Qantas 15. And as you can see now, we are 11 hours and 17 minutes into flight and very tired. We are also just under 20 minutes away from top of descent to Los Angeles. We have planned our arrival into Los Angeles to be the Sadie 8 arrival for the ILS runway 24 right. As you can see down here, we'll be going Elkey, Ventura, Sadie, Basin, and then vectors for the ILS runway. We've got to change up to 24 right. We'll be heading for runway 24 right on the arrival. At this time, we're running pretty much perfectly on time. We got a lot of fuel, so other than that, we've set our minimums, 332 feet, and ORBX will be ORBX 2. So as you saw over the flight, not much happened. It was a very calm flight, and we'll be arriving pretty much on time into Los Angeles. So that's about it. As you can tell, I'm also very tired, so I'll talk to you a little later on when I descend into Los Angeles. Alright, as we come down to 20,000 feet, we'll extend some spoilers, and we will get ready to set up for the arrival. The altimeter is now in Los Angeles 3011, so we're just setting that up now. Ready, so as we pass down through 18,000 feet here in the United States at transition, we will change over to Los Angeles altimeter, which is 3011. At this time we will put the seatbelt sign on, right here. There we go. Passenger signs are on. And we'll put the logo light on, and the wing lights on, and the nav lights on. And we'll bring the range arc down, and we'll continue our descent into Los Angeles. Alright, now we're coming down relatively close to the airport. The airport is directly off on the right side. As we come over here, you can see Los Angeles International Airport is right there. And after turning overhead Santa Monica here, we're vectoring ourselves to the ILS, heading at 071, and we'll continue our descent. Let's come down through 10,000, landing lights, turn off lights, and the taxi light will go on. And then we'll dip below 10,000 feet. Here we go. We're below 10,000, and we'll continue descent about 1,500 feet per minute. To get us down low enough to answer the ILS. As you can see on our left side here, we have downtown Los Angeles. And if you look down here, there is the Hollywood sign. And unfortunately, we are arriving about half an hour before sunrise, so no light on this arrival, unfortunately. What we may do. I've been on this flight in real life, and I arrived, thankfully, with some sunlight, but that was a little earlier in 2017. Thankfully there is not a lot of traffic on VATSIM here this morning into Los Angeles, so it's fairly quiet. And we will remain on nav for the time being, and we get a little bit closer. We'll just go direct to Merce and join ILS. So let's bring some spoiler out, slow us down. Look back outside here. There we go. Downtown LA should be off our nose here. Here it is. Downtown Los Angeles. Beautiful sight. Beautiful. Look at all the lights, all the traffic, the highways. Beautiful. Alright. Coming up on Merce. So I'll select Merce. I'll put that up into the top LSK. And we'll wait until that's at about a 90-degree angle. And we'll hit execute. We'll bring that descent rate back to 1,200 feet per minute. beautiful morning here in Los Angeles. It's about 10 degrees currently. And it'd be 6:20 AM in the morning. Just come forward here, get ready to hit that execute button, and we'll be turning onto the ILS. 1,000 feet to level. I'm going to hit execute and localizer. Bring the heading bow around to 251, which is runner heading. And we'll go VNAV speed. Oh, we'll localizer captured. We'll arm the approach. I'm going to bring this down to 2,300 feet. And there we go. And we are now 16 miles away from Los Angeles International Airport. And we will be landing on a 24 right. We're descending VNAV path. We go 13 miles or so until we reach, sorry, 14 miles maybe until we reach Los Angeles. We're going to bring that speed back ourselves. And we'll go flaps 1. We're going to arm the speed brake. We'll go flap 2. Rather flap 5. Localizer is captured, so we will set the altitude to 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet missed approach altitude set, and our VRF will be 146 knots. 10 miles, go gear down. Flap 10. Missed approach heading to 52,000 feet. Bring this back. 180. $12 on the dot since we departed. Flight 15. Flight 20, correction. 2,500 feet. Flight 25. Bring that speed back to VREF now. Close to it. And we will go flap 30. We will disengage the auto throttle. My throttle. Let's look at here. Beautiful Los Angeles City in the morning, and we've got cabin crew are ready for landing. Land 3. We'll disengage the autopilot at 1,000 feet and hand fly it in. In and Out Burger is off to our right very shortly. Minimums, landing.
100.
100 feet.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Idle thrust. We're down. Spoilers deployed. First screen. Knots manual braking. And we will vacate on Zulu. Stop clock, 12 hours, 4 minutes. Spoils retracted. Actually, correction, we're on Alpha. Quickly check for traffic. No one's departing. Continue across. And then we'll make a left onto Echo. Landing lights off. Strobes off. And we'll call flaps up. Left turn here onto Echo. And we'll taxi our way up to the Tom Bradley International Airport. Alright, so we're just making our way up to the gates now. We're pulling in stand 113. Delta aircraft pushing back over here. And we'll start cleaning up the aircraft. Flight directives off. Weather radars can go off. AP is running. Reset the Mr. Approach altitude. And because we can hardly see anything anyway, we'll turn all the ground lights off. We'll also turn the wing lights off. I'll just put our heads up a little bit so we can see where we're going. And we'll take this next taxiway down here, we'll continue down Echo Loop. And we made the turn. So I was taxiing in here, find our gate, which should be right there. So let's taxi on it. And now that we're within the gates here, we're going to turn the TCAS off. And we'll make our way up to gate 113 and shut her down. There it is. Gate 113 is right here. Make a right hand turn. Sorry, left hand turn, correction. try and use the actual board. As you can see here, see how good my parking skills are. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. That's pretty good. Stop the clock, and we will connect to APU. Engines 4, 3, 2, and 1. Seatbelt sign off. Jetway is on its way over. Hydraulic can be turned off. We'll turn dome lighting on, just for a little bit of help. Nav light can go off. Beacon can go off. And we can call for deboarding. Quickly in here, we will disarm to left, open the cargo doors, and we'll wait for the jetway to get over to the door, then we'll open it up. But as you saw, 12 hours and 4 minutes flight time, 12 hours and 20 from gate to gate, which is pretty good. Alright, we're just going to open up the passenger door. Doors page. So, that is Qantas 15, Brisbane to Los Angeles. We ran a little bit late, but by 6 minutes, so not bad at all. We'll quickly jump outside, and we'll have a look at our beautiful aircraft. Alright, so as you can see, just the lighting isn't the greatest, but we have completed it. Qantas 15 from Brisbane to Los Angeles, a long trek across the Pacific Ocean in 12 hours and 4 minutes. And this will also wrap up my 1000th hour with QVirtual. And I'm now a captain rank with QVirtual. Nonetheless, thanks for coming and watching the video. Time for me to get some sleep. And thanks for coming back to the Pilot 08 channel. Hope to see you again around in the future. If you like this video, as always, give it a like, give it a comment, and I will talk to you in the near future. This is Pilot 08 logging off. G'day.